Hi Taurus, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. It is High Priestess week this week, Taurus. So we're going to start with a card from the Witch's Oracle. This is the deck that I use. People always ask, and there's so many different ones, so I'm just going to show you that. That's the one that I use. I think it's one of the best because it has incantations. It has all sorts of interesting information. We're going to pull you a card from this. I'll get whatever messages I get off of it initially, and then at the very end of the reading, I'm going to read from the book the message and the incantation. I mean, the lights just flashed. Boom, boom. Yeah. So, and then we're going to look at what is your superpower, your potency. What is your kryptonite, which is your true full-on weakness, man. Not good, you know. It's the hardest thing. But then your nemesis too. We're going to look at the nemesis, and the nemesis, it always comes around, man, at the worst time. And then, but it makes you stronger. So it's like, oh, so it's not quite like a weakness, right? Like the weakness just doesn't feel like it builds you up in any way. It's something that you need to kind of get past here. Yeah, it's not doing you any good. And then your next assignment. Oh yeah, so I'm going to use quite a few cards. I'm going to use my Energy Oracle deck, my L-Key deck, and my Tarot of Positive Clarity. So let's get started. The Witch's Oracle. A card for Taurus. My bovine babies. Whenever I say that, I always picture this little calf that was my job to feed when I worked on a dairy farm. When I was 18, I spent the summer working on a dairy farm. Like I lived there and everything. I only went home 2 weekends out of the whole summer. Oh my God, it was the hardest work I ever did. But I did love it. The baby cows. So this is one little, I had to feed them with the bottle. This one little guy was small. He was little, like a rusty brown color. And he would suck my thumb. So cute. Did you see that? When I say bovine babies, I just picture the big pink nose and the big eyes. Maybe you have a big pink nose. Nice. All right. Taurus. Incantation, a Witch's Oracle for Taurus. A Witch's Oracle for Taurus. So it shall be. Gargoyle. Oh, this is an interesting card, right? Studied all about those in art class in high school. So, okay, with the pentagram, this is a very strong message. This is keeping the darkness away. The gargoyle, right? The whole idea of the gargoyle was to, particularly on any religious or spiritual buildings, or any buildings where people would get together. I mean, honestly, it doesn't have to necessarily anything to do with the building. But what it does have to do is the idea of the gargoyle was to make something that was scarier looking than what it was that you were actually trying to scare away. You know, there's a lot of, I guess, superstition that would be attached to that. But, you know, from my own experience, there are energies out there that are not necessarily the best. This could be an indication for you to get some kind of protection around you. Maybe some crystals. I don't know if you could find any little like gargoyle figurines or anything like that, because the whole idea of the gargoyle is to keep the badness away. And then you have the pentagram, which this to me is like a foundation of stability. It's manifestation. It's healthy. It's as it is above, so be it below, right? Like it's sitting in the right position here. It's not reversed, like, right? And then there we get what's his face? Baphomet energy, right? Like the devil. Sorry, it's like a hangnail here. It's suddenly started bothering me. Okay, there we go. It's gone. Yeah, so there could be some energy creeping in here or trying to creep in on you. That's a little bit suspect. I don't know if that's what sus means. I cannot figure out what all these young people are saying anymore. Everything is like trad. A trad is a traditional person. Like a trad. It sounds like a Chad. I just became old and I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know who else out there is like, I don't know what's going on, I don't know what they're saying, and I don't know what it means. So, let's pull out some more cards for you. Like I said, we're going to get into those at the end. I mean, you can obviously, like, when you see me holding the book and it's opened up and I'm like, then you know you hit the point in the video. I was going to say the movie. Yeah, my little movie here about Taurus. Okay, your superpower, which is your potency. Your kryptonite, your nemesis, and your next assignment. Your superpower is your broken heart. Oh, wow. Well, isn't that great for you? Aren't you freaking lucky? So, you come into this world, and your superpower is going to be your broken heart. So, your superpower is your broken heart. Maybe it's the thing that like makes you angry. Maybe it's the thing that catapults you forward. Maybe it's the basis for your like creativity. I don't know, because I like the context of this to me is like someone who was a poet. Okay, somebody who was a poet or an artist in some way, and you know they wrote romantic stories. Let's say it's an author, okay? Let's say it's somebody who writes stories about the human existence. You know, stories have always been pretty good. You know, not bad. No Pulitzer Prize winners or anything, but no New York Times bestsellers or anything like that. And then this person's entire world falls apart. Their entire world falls apart, or they fall deeply, madly in love. They feel something that they've never felt before. This is an energy that they tried to recreate, that they imagined in their stories. And then they feel it. And then they also feel, it was like a comment somebody said in one of my videos. I don't remember what the video was about. And a lot of times I don't, and I read the comments, I'm like, well, I wonder what he said. But they said in the comment, they said, so love is supposed to feel like shit? I think I said, yeah, sometimes I can feel like all sorts of things. So, because it's like, right, this now becomes the fuel for the Pulitzer Prize winner. This now becomes the fuel for the New York Times bestseller. For it to be your potency and your superpower, it's got to be serving you somehow. You know, maybe it's injustice. Maybe it's the injustice that you see in the world in some capacity and it hits you hard. Like it really hits you. And it makes you want to do something. I don't know. It's pretty strong. What's your kryptonite? What is the hell? If a broken heart is your weakness, who the fuck can touch you? So what's your weakness? Oh my God. The door to romance. Oh, that's just... Do you see how... Look at this. Because the gargoyle is here because right now, this isn't a good, but it looks like it's about to go... Whoop, darkness creeping in. Oh, a Taurus. This is a reading, my friends. So, if a broken heart, emotional defeat and pain is something that has strengthened your journey somehow, it's almost like it becomes your symbol. It becomes who you are. So, you know, like going back to that scenario of this writer, and then I don't want to say living. This is like suffering through some sort of experience. And then writing the best book of their life. But the pain that went into that, the heartache that went into that book, it made them millions. It got them on the bestsellers lists. It got them on Oprah. Like, it's just like, you know, it just becomes this huge thing. It's a part of Reese Witherspoon's book club thing. Like, it's just, but now the publisher wants more. The people want more. Write a sequel. A sequel? Well, I haven't lived the sequel. Well, then maybe you live the sequel. Like, maybe it happens. It's weird. So like, so, well, now I have this to write about. Okay. But your happiness and fulfillment of the heart becomes the weakness. Oh, God's name, Taurus. People love a tragic story. Tragedy is the human experience. But it's not the only experience. But now the door to romance is your weakness. It's almost like the door you can't walk into. Your nemesis, what makes you stronger? But fuck, it's a bitch. Angel of balance. I would say you need to strike some kind of balance here. So, like now? But I'm about to write the sequel. You know how you could change this? Isn't that funny that it's coming up? I see her sitting. Yeah. But it's almost like the reverse somehow. So, oh yeah, you're not in my head. Sorry, I'll share it with you. I'm seeing, it's Kathleen Turner, right? Who played the character in Romancing the Stone. Romancing the Stone came up a while ago in someone else's reading, but here it is. And like, she was a romance novelist, right? Because I'm getting like, it's the whole thing about writing a book and the tragedy. But they were kind of like adventures. And there was always a hero that came in. And I think it was Jessie. Jessie was the character. I don't believe I remember that. I can just hear her saying Jessie was the character who was always on the horizon and always saved her. But these were in her books as a romance novelist. And so she was kind of like living through her own books. She didn't really leave her New York flat much to get food and tissues because the stories always made herself cry. And then she ends up having to go and try to help her sister with something. I don't remember where she was. Somewhere in South America. That I can't remember. Can't remember the country, but I can remember her hero's name was Jessie. And then like running into Michael Douglas's character. And she's literally living one of her novels, but kind of like in the best way. So yeah, that's funny, right? Because, well, that would strike a balance here. The gargoyle is here to say that, you know what, everything is really good. Let's not let it go this way. Is it good if your broken heart is your strength and your weakness is romance? I don't know. The angel of balance is here to say probably not. So your next assignment was a new journey. It's to take a leap of faith here. It's to go on the journey, to go on, what was her name? Because now I see, everyone would say, oh, Joan Wilder? That's it. Joan Wilder? The Joan Wilder? That's so funny. Yeah, and it's just coming in like that. You know what's really funny? It was a giant emerald that they were finding, and that's your birthstone. Well, for those of you born in May, that is really funny. Oh my God. I wonder if it was you that the last time, it was only one other time that the story of Romancing the Stone came into a reading, and here it is. Pack your bags, honey, and go. Bring some flats. Because I remember he had his machete. He had to cut the heels off her shoes. And she was like, oh my God, those were Vichis, or I don't know, any fancy shoe name. And he said, well, now they're practical. Oh, well, patience for the man holding the coin. Wasn't that? Oh my God. That's friggin' crazy because it was like she met her dream man and then he disappeared. He disappeared. Her heart and him dove off I think because she wrote the book. He dove off the wall and she never saw him again. He went chasing after the crocodile, right? That ate the bad guy's hand that was holding the emerald. Oh, I hope I'm not. Oh, if you haven't, I'm not. Okay, go watch it. It's a great movie, actually. It is. I have to order that one on DVD. Just a minute here. I have to vent. I am done with buying digital movies. I am fucking done with it. Because every time I pick a platform that I'm going to buy a digital movie on, I don't know. So I've only done 2 so far. But I don't remember what the other one was. I can't remember. But then I went to Cineplex. The friggin' app doesn't work on anything anymore. I actually bought like a stick. A Roku was specifically had the Cineplex app. So I bought, I've got a DVD player. I'm going to buy another one to keep it in the box for when this one breaks, because by the time this one breaks, they probably won't make them anymore. So I'm going to have a backup, and I'm having physical DVDs. So done with not being able to watch digital. I'm done with it. I'm done. I'm going to get VHSs. Oh, I'm going to live like it's 1989, honey. Anyway, so be patient. Jesse's coming around. This reading is funny, right? Like it is that, because then you get this, because she packs her suitcase, off on a journey. That's your next assignment. Maybe it's the journey of love. Maybe it's to turn this, which is kind of like, this is like that in reverse. It's to turn it around, or it's to switch the positions. Oh, I did that when I laid it down. Look at how that happened. So now we're going into the Alki deck. They who, whatever. We'll see. Or y'all who. So I met my neighbor. She's great. She's so funny. And I was talking to her. And I'm like, I'm picking up a bit of an accent. So, I'm curious. And I said, I don't mean to offend. If you don't, you don't. And I'm not. I feel like I'm picking up a bit of a southern accent. So yeah, she was originally from Texas. And she said it like 26 years ago or anything. Something like that. But, and it's funny because I'm always conscious of, she who, because I feel like I'm excluding guys, because it shouldn't exclude guys. And so then I'm like, well, I can't say he who, because, I don't want to exclude anybody. So then I say they who. So she's dealing with a situation with transgender. And so she's like, but it feels wrong when I say they. But she says, what you used to say in Texas is y'all. But people used to make fun of me for saying that. I'm like, I love y'all. I think it's great. She's very inclusive. So that's become the new. So now I say y'all. Y'all who whatever. Y'all who divine. Y'all who this. I love it. I think y'all is very inclusive. No? Let me know in the comments. So your superpower is your broken heart. Y'all who surprises. Surprise, discovery, and revelation. Oh shit, right? It's like your broken heart. Oh, it's a fuel for something. It's like you get revelations or you get inspiration out of your broken heart. Oh, God. This is like... What's your astrological placements? Thanks, universe. Wow, really it is. I gotta say, you probably would all be successful. Y'all would probably be successful as a writer or a poet or an artist. A screenwriter. You could do that. They probably make more money than regular artists. But your kryptonite, so your weakness here is romance. Y'all who begins. Launch, actualize, and potential. This is like starting something romantic. You become very comfortable in heartbreak. Very comfortable in heartbreak. And the whole idea of starting something new romantically, it defeats you. That's what this looks like. I'm not saying that like they're projected onto you, but that's where the cards are sitting. So your nemesis is the angel of balance, all good time, all good things. Y'all who becomes metamorphosis. It still doesn't sound right grammatically, does it? Metamorphosis, transcend, and journey. Angel of balance. Become. I feel like you need to become more than who you are now. Right? When that makes sense. If your broken heart is your superpower, we really need to change things up here. That's what the universe is definitely saying. So, but this is a very, I guess, complicated or intricate metamorphosis. There are layers and layers of metamorpho development here. And through each one, you gain more balance. But remember, so the nemesis is an energy that, you know, it often comes around at what feels like the most inconvenient. If we could pick the moment, well, A, we wouldn't even want it coming around. And B, we certainly wouldn't want it coming around at this time. So, but when we get through it, we kind of prove to ourselves that, wow, I conquered that at the worst time ever. So when you can do that, it kind of highlights for you what your real strengths are. And so maybe you are seeing that, you know, the things that break you down can potentially be what builds you up to your strongest. The journey is your next assignment. Y'all who hesitate, ponder, delay, and confidence. Well, it's to move past that, right? It's to pack your bags, pack a nice pair of shoes, and pack a practical pair too. Oh, you have the y'all who divine, future, choice, and judgment. So you have choices in the future for a new beginning here. These choices are surrounding a new beginning. You do have metamorphosis. Patience, man holding a coin. I'm not sure what that is about though. Like it almost feels like something outside of you and this whole thing is you. Well, maybe you're like, where's the right person, Cindy? I don't know. What defines the right person? So what I'm going to do is add one tarot card to each of these, and then we're going to use the teeny tiny tarot. Oh my God, look at this. That's like the writer's trapped, writer trapped with his drinks and his sorrow. Yeah, but that's what's here. The pentagram and that gargoyle. Right? Pentagram is good. The gargoyle is warning. There's some energy here trying to creep in. The Hierophant. Oh, that to me feels like, you know, like the churches and stuff that the gargoyle would be sitting on. It could be some sort of traditions that are, yeah, holding you back, beating you up here. Your superpower, the Ten of Pentacles, is, okay, the broken heart in your legacy. This is a legacy card for me big time. Wow. Oh my God. This is like, yeah, like the best book. It really is. I want to read this. I do. Like, that's the sad thing, right? I mean, your energy is drawing me in. I just want to read this book. And that's like what I described, you know, it's like, you know, you're not a bad author. You make enough to get by. And then you go through this and you write it. Maybe the names have changed. I don't know, you know, like that kind of. And then it's the inspiration for everything that you write. And it is just like Pulitzer Prize winning book. It's, people want more. But it is the sorrow of the broken heart in your legacy. Your kryptonite. Door to romance, launch, actualize potential. Justice. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's like there's a group of people here and then there's a group of people here and this group of people has poisoned that person. Holy crap. It's like the legacy that turns into the poison. And that breaks your heart. But because, I don't know, you learn a lot about yourself and other people in this. A lot. And then I still want to see these flips. I don't know why I'm going to say that. Like there's, yeah. Your nemesis. The angel of balance. Y'all who become. Metamorphosis, transcend. The high priestess. Shit. And that to me feels almost like you communicating with the universe. Communicating with the universe. Like you think of, you know, really award-winning. And when I say award-winning, I don't mean, you know, like some of the bubblegum shit that can get awards in life. You know, it's very pulp culture-y. I mean, some of that can still be downloaded, I guess. It does represent, and, you know, energies that people utilize and that sometimes people need. This is like deep, 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 deep truths that the universe is utilizing you to tell. Ay vey. So your next assignment is to get on a new journey here. You're pondering, you're delaying, your confidence is a little shot. Five of Pentacles, like you're on the outside looking in. My God, what is this? This whole reading is like tragedy, betrayal, heartache, destitute. Pick yourself up. Off you go. There, the Fool is just like that journey card. Oh my gosh. You need to write a new story with a different inspiration. And this story is your life, right? Like, I know you're not all coming here, they're authors or screenwriters or anything like that. You need to write a different story that is a different inspiration. The broken heart is your strength. Good Lord, the Page of Swords and the King of Wands. That has a feeling of observing perhaps others with some form of control or, yeah, like a sovereignty in their life. This Ten of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords. The legacy that becomes your heartbreak. Oh, Lord, Taurus. I feel like Taurus, I don't think I have to say it. That doesn't usually happen in your readings. I won't say whose it does, because there are some signs where it does tend to. And I don't know if it's just certain negative outlooks that might just be drawn to those signs. I don't know. But you know, I don't think I have to say, like in the comments, don't come at me and like, this is the worst reading ever. This reading is so negative. You can see me. I'm not manipulating the cards like they're coming out. It's just somebody's story. And, you know, and there are some people that are still naive enough to think that every aspect of life is going to be sugar plums and fairies. It ain't. So if you can prepare yourself and ground yourself and self-develop y'all selves in a way that can prepare you to be sometimes extremely disappointed and heartbroken in life, then you'll get through it. But you're completely naive if you think you will go through life, talking to any of those young ones. It's good to have a positive attitude. It absolutely is. But there are very few lives that have not been touched by tragedy and pain. Just saying. And when they come out in a reading, that's reality. So, and it's here. It is here in spades. Your weakness is the door to romance, to actualize potential and launch. To get out there and love again, to see again, to even see what's out there. That's the thing that's actually, I think the universe just wants you to do. Just go out there. See what's going on. The Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups is your door, is your weakness. The door to romance. It's your weakness. Because some of you could be single parents. Some of you could be single parents and like your biggest focus is the love for your child, which, you know what? But that is actually coming up as a weakness in romance. Well, it would be. Well, you know, there's a time and a place for everything though. I mean, it depends on how old your child is and what they may or may not need you for at any given point. I would not tell anybody to put your romantic life above your child's well-being. So I want to say that this could be that maybe because it's coming in a weakness area, that maybe your child is old enough that, you know, they could spend the weekend with their friend's house or something, or I don't know, like, yeah, so that's interesting. I mean, that's an interesting pull there. The Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. It also, the other thing I will say with this, if you're not a single parent, or you don't even have to be a single parent, you can still be in a partnership and your life could be going this way. But the Page of Pentacles is new, is fresh, and is learning. So, you know, you could have been out of the dating scene for a while too. And you're like, well, how do I step into it? What are the first steps here? How do I learn about love when I'm so familiar with pain? The Justice card. The Hierophant and the Page of Cups. It is like how to love again. This honestly really is like a reading on a second life, I would say, and in terms of relationship. And to the young ones too, I wouldn't say either that this, you know, you see this kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's life nobody really lives a full life that is untouched by love or hurtness or tragedy or all those things. Like, you're kind of meant to experience all of it. I don't know what this kind of, it really is a toxic positivity where, you know, there's only one emotion and that is happiness. It's not true. It's not true. This is Earth. Maybe it's true in the ethereal, but then you should just stay there. Like you manifested yourself here. So you came here to experience a lot of different things. But what I want to say is that this does not mean that like your first marriage is going to be failed. There's just going to be difficulties in life that you will not expect. Maybe somebody loses their job. Maybe somebody gets sick. I mean, it's just freaking life, man. It really is. So maybe that's why I don't get a lot of young people coming to my reading. I don't want to hear how like me. So the Angel of Balance is your nemesis. Really gotta bring balance into this. Yeah, you do. You do. The King of Cups and the Ace of Swords. Okay, now this is really getting to know your emotions and your feelings. Like you really getting to know them. So that's the first step, because it's like with the Page of Pentacles. What's the first step that I take here in expressing my emotions? It's you being really clear about what they are. That's your nemesis. No, yeah, that's your nemesis. It's actually you being really clear about what your deeper feelings are and what guides them. So this metamorphosis, the Ten of Pentacles and the World, right? The Ten of Pentacles is over for whoever this is, or it was for you at some point, and now you're transforming out of that. So it's like, you know, we take on these archetypal energies, characters of ourselves, and then it can be difficult for them to come off because we get so familiar with them. So this is finding a new normal. The High Priestess. The Ten of Cups. Oh. Okay. Some of you may have been in relationships in the past that were about legacy. Some of you may be have been in relationships in the past that were designed around profitability, structure, family legacies. Could have even been arranged relationships. You're transforming into something that is beyond that. This is where you're going. This is something here has broken down in your past, and there's heartbreak in it, but it's like, well, it's not your full journey, because your full journey, this is a very nice potential for you to find between you and the universe, right? This is emotional fulfillment on like the biggest level. This is feeling something absolutely beautiful. It's like stepping into your own book, which is what Joan Wilder did. Joan Wilder, the Joan Wilder. Just before, right? That was her superpower, her romance novels, her tragedy, because it's what got them into town, because she was known. Didn't get them their head shot off. Got them a ride out of town. So journey, your next assignment is a journey. It's to step out. The Six of Pentacles and the Sun. It's to find balance and happiness, right? The Angel of Balance is your nemesis. Something wasn't balanced in the past, and it had to break down, and it felt horrible when it happened. It didn't feel good, but it wasn't, there was something that wasn't there. And I want to say it probably had something to do with love. Mutual love and respect. I don't know what it was. Something along that lines. Because your next journey is to find balance in who you really are and all the things that you engage within. It's to find harmony. But there is ponder, delay, and confidence here. The Nine of Pentacles. Wow, like going it alone. How do I do this on my own? Sorry, my nose just got like crazy itchy. Oh. Yeah, so the Five of Pentacles. I want to say, because this almost looks like you have, oh, the Tower. Yeah, this is realizing you have a lot more here than you kind of letting yourself think you do. Because you're pondering, delaying, and confidence is the Nine of Pentacles. But then you're like feeling the Five of Pentacles. You're feeling the lack of the heart, but it is not really the lack of who you are. And the potential of what you have to grow and create. Change shit up. Change it up. Oh, this is patience, man, holding a coin. Patience. The Six of Cups and the Magician. Oh my God, guys. You're like manifesting a soulmate. You really are. You're manifesting a soulmate here. Oh, man holding a coin. Man holding a coin. It landed all over on the Magician and the, the Ten of Swords and the Four of Wands. You know, guys, you're probably manifesting somebody that's been through something similar as you. Well, it kind of makes sense after you're a certain age. Yeah, but look at that. And if this is you, like if you're the man holding the coin, because it's like the King of Pentacles, like your ending is making you ready for another fabulous new beginning or something to celebrate. The Five of Wands. I feel like this is probably more like an emotional conflict than anything. Oh, the gargoyle. I forgot. I'm going to need these. I know it right up. Okay. The gargoyle. Gargoyle. These sometimes grotesque stone figures found clinging to buildings were most famous during the medieval period, but have also been found as far back as ancient Egypt, Rome, and Greece. Their two main purposes were to scare off evil and to divert rainwater, but there are some schools of thought that suggest gargoyles are old pagan gods and creatures that were once worshipped in holy places before those places were redirected to Christian churches and holy grounds. Well, that's very interesting. Meaning, to some, gargoyles are protectors. They are said to protect the place they are bound to. The gargoyles supposedly come to life during the dark hours, fly through the city, and keep threats, both physical and spiritual, away from their buildings. When the sun comes up, the gargoyles return to their roots, becoming inanimate stone once more. Witches have always sought out the gargoyle spirits for protection, and the gargoyle card in this reading is now serving as a warning that you have let your guard down lately and that protection needs to be put back into place. The incantation. So I'm only going to say it once, as long as I get it right the first time. But I do recommend that you say it 3 times to really empower it. Gargoyle, take flight and surround me with light that will drive negativity away. Be it human or sprite, in the day or the night, keep me safe, I do ask, every day. I will repeat it because I started. I'm trying to get it perfect. Gargoyle, take flight and surround me with light that will drive negativity away. Be it human or sprite, in the day or the night, keep me safe, I do ask, every day. Isn't it funny how negativity was the word that, and I said it perfectly there, that I started on each time. Taurus. I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, I'm going to look at what from your past still pulls on you, what from your future is trying to push you forward, and how this push and pull affects you, and how you can allow all things to flow freely. Thank you so much, Taurus. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.